I should be live. Gaming! Time to type in the Discord that I'm live. I don't have any plans of what the heck I'm gonna draw though. That's usual though, that's classic. That's how it always goes. So this is the part that I get to figure out what the heck I'm doing. Challenge level impossible. This is also the part where I figure out where to put my microphone. I'm very good at doing the live stream thingy. Yeah, that's, yep. We can say I'm basically an expert. I'm not an expert. Oops. So, unbelievably hot in my room right now. Kinda sucks. But it is also the first free time I've had in quite some time to do a stream, so that's what I'm doing. And like basically every single stream I have done, at least for the past many streams, it's a surprise stream. What am I doing? I'm throwing Nightmare. Bucks. I also know it's not ideal to be streaming today because it's what, Tuesday? Possibly middle of the day Tuesday for many people. I guess probably middle of the day for a lot of people. Or at this point, maybe end of the day for a lot of people. Depending on where you are on the globe and all that. I also have not done the daily drawing for today, so yeah. Maybe I'll get to it in the stream, maybe I'll do it right after. I will find out. That's a future me problem. Oh yeah, I switched out the nib on the end of my stylus for a new one, so now sometimes it squeaks. Maybe it won't get picked up by the microphone. That'd probably be ideal, but I didn't test this. I don't test things. And I definitely don't think about, what I'm gonna do on stream or anything, so I didn't even think to test it until it just squeaked. My bad. Goofy fella. Yep, that's a goofy fella, alright. Goofy fellas like this do tend to happen when I do not have a plan in mind prior to starting, though, so this is to be expected. It's all within parameters or whatever. Oops. I'm also currently not using any references or anything. But to find good references, I'd have to know what I'm drawing first. So, I will use that as my excuse. Is it a good excuse? Or, I don't know. Dogs. Muted myself while the dogs were barking. Sorry about that. I need to have my window open due to excessive heat. I mean, I guess the heat's not as bad as it has been in the past few days for me, but still not great. Hello. Hello, hello, welcome to the stream. I have no idea what I'm drawing right now. I'm drawing thing. Good old classic thing. From the Brazilian army. Looks like a dog. It does kind of look like a dog. Very loyal. Good companion. And it surely won't become a terrible, horrible monster. That it definitely isn't already. Just chilling. Very nice friendly teeth that friendly dogs have. Look at that smile. So friendly. My mic is currently attached to the same exact desk that I am drawing on, and it is shaking kind of violently. I'm not sure. How do I explain? It's not like too bad, but it is distracting enough to me, being nearly right in front of my eyes, because I mean that's like just a great place to put a microphone, right? So I can see what I'm drawing without smacking it 500 times with the stylus. That part's pretty important too. I'm sure it doesn't degrade the audio quality at all. I'm sure it's chill. Because I'm a professional streamer, wink wink. And I definitely do this all the time. Orange. Nice orange eyes. Trustworthy eyes. Those are the eyes of a friend. That was a nice loud squeak. I think it would be bad if you can hear the squeaking of the stylus, but also I think it would be funny, so I'm conflicted. Although it would only be funny sometimes. If it was every like 2 seconds, that'd be annoying, but if it's silence broken up by a squeak, 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 I think that's fine. Because you know, I'm definitely the one watching the stream and getting the watch stream experience, and it's the exact same thing as like making the stream, right? I just got an idea to make this more dog-like. That is a terrible color for this. Give it a color. But what is the dog's name? This is very important. Hello, hello, hello. I am indeed back. The stories of my death were greatly exaggerated. Currently drawing whatever this is. I don't come in here with a plan. That would like be smart. Probably. But I do need a name for this dog creature thing. It's very important. And hopefully it can fit on whatever, however large this name tag is. So I'm giving you guys an assignment. What's this creature's name? Nothing crass, please. Also, if you hear right now, I've added a new song to the very limited song playlist. It's from Elden Ring Night Rain. It's Caligo's theme because I think that one was good. And it's also the only one that I remembered, or at least stopped to listen to during the fight. How quiet is the stream? I just listened to it on my phone and I could, like, barely hear it. The problem is, I don't know how to fix that other than turning everything up. Which would... Okay, it's not quiet? Good. Maybe, I mean, I didn't listen to my voice at all. I was literally just listening to the music with the stream, so maybe that's why. That's probably at least somewhat of a good reason. Oh, white flashbang at the bottom. I don't know how long I should be spending on the creators. Maybe I should. I have seen a very good artist who does live streams, and they'll like switch between different drawings pretty consistently. I don't know if it's because they get bored of what they're working on, or maybe they're doing it to increase stream interestingness, or maybe they just get ideas for other stuff. But I mean, I could probably do that. I hit the mic twice. Good job, me. Just to mix it up. Go off strange doggo into... I don't know. I don't have any ideas yet. But that's the fun part. If you consider not knowing what to do fun. Nice golden nameplate. Good enough. Oh yeah, that's right. Sort of milestone. I yesterday or last night I surpassed the number of... I have more subscribers than I have days of art. Yippee! Yeah! How are you so consistent every single day? By doing it every single day, that's a stupid answer that I just gave. Well, I have found a style that I like doing, and I have basically just done the same thing with slight variations over and over again, except sometimes when I get a good idea, or for Wheel Wednesdays where it's like, do something different. And then I apply the stuff I learned doing all the consistent stuff that I've done over and over again into that new thing. Was that a terrible way of describing it? Probably. I'm sorry. But I have been using, like, this brush that I'm using right now. I've been using it for, over years now. Same exact brush, no changes. So I've gotten very good at knowing how this specific brush works, which helps me do, you know, all this stuff pretty consistently. And then I'm slowly building on top of my knowledge over and over every day. So, like, if you look back, my explanation was good, thank you, but I don't know. I'll try to explain more, like, but if you look back at, like, even just the start of this YouTube channel, I think a lot of the stuff was much flatter. Like, the lighting was much worse, and there was, like, the detail and stuff was also flatter, where now I'm using more darks to get shadows in, because I've slowly built that up over time. And you can too. Maybe use more references than me though, because for a long time I didn't use any references. Big mistake. Ignore how currently I am not using references. Oopsies. But that's that. The detail right now is immaculate. Thank you. It's definitely something that I've been trying to work hard on, because I do not like looking back at my old stuff as much. Seeing it being like that it looks poopy compared to the stuff now, at least. Like, it's not bad or anything, but now that I know I can do better, I don't like it as much. That's probably pretty accurate to most things in life. The stuff that you couldn't do, I started immediately wording that really poorly. I'm going to restart on that. But the stuff that you used to do that you can now do better, you probably don't like as much. Notification on my phone. I don't care. So it goes. Yeah, the mushrooms go kind of crazy. Pull up Crabulon's theme from Calamity Mod. That one also goes crazy and is mushroom based. Except then I'd have to get Crabulon's theme, which, let me tell you, would take me like 5 minutes, so I can do it later or whatever if I really want to. I also don't know how mod OSTs work with copyright. So I don't know if I can. I mean, it would probably be fine. I imagine it would be the same rules as a normal video game OST. Maybe, question mark? I don't know. I'm not a copyright lawyer. Or any lawyer. I just kind of hope what I'm doing is chill. Which is probably the worst way to go about it, but I'm not taking songs off the radio or anything. Oh yes, also I should remind people, tomorrow is Wheel Wednesday. Feel free to give prompts. Although, I'm not, giving a prompt in a stream might be weird. Because then, going back to find it might be weird for me. Although I think you can just comment on the live stream already. I don't think you need to do live commenting. Don't quote me on that though. I'm guessing. Goofy dog. How do I do the hands for this guy? You like a claw kind of guy? You a weird paw kind of guy, kind of fella? Hello. Welcome to the stream. I'm currently creating whatever this thing is. Canine idol. Think it'll fit? The answer is yes, it fits. Well, I have made that O look like an A. Good job, me. Fixed. Wink wink. For sure, definitely. Canine idol. Do some knuckles. I'm sorry for your ears if you can hear that squeaking. It goes away with age of the nib. Trust. Gotta trust me. Which basically means if you can hear it, that's gonna be happening the whole stream probably. Sorry. Sorry, it's really loud to me, so I think it's funny. But if you can't hear that squeaking, I mean, that's chill too. Let's call that good enough for now. What a nightmarish canvas size I gave myself. What was I thinking? Something silly, clearly. Grid. Right up against the other one. And feel free to give ideas of stuff to draw, because I have come into this with no plan. Because I am an expert. Starting a new sketchbook, what should you do for the first page? Ooh, that's a good question, because first page is like one of the most important pages. It's the first one you see. This is a lot of pressure. do you have any favorite characters or anything that you're really like drawing right now? Me when I give a cop-out answer. Miku, now Miku is a really good first page idea. Since you gave me like an option to do input, I would say Miku would kind of be a huge W for a first page in a sketchbook. You're welcome. Even I feel like I cheated with your question. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. Miku time. I gave this guy quite a large canvas to then use 1/3 of it. Yeah, I'm kind of really good at planning ahead. And I definitely don't want to stop drawing this guy to like draw Miku or anything. Although it probably would be line art and not this, I don't know, painterly style, digital painting-esque thing. I want a more interesting head shape. I don't know if I want a more interesting head shape anymore. Whiskey toast. More Brazil. Hello, welcome to the stream. Brazilian army forming in the chat. Do a live stream or video about perspective, like how to draw characters, background, objects, and perspective. What are vanishing points, horizon lines? How to make custom perspective. Okay. So custom perspective thing, I'm probably like not great at. Like, I have tried fisheye lens and stuff, so I guess I'd be probably 5-point perspective one time. Like, it turned out okay, but way I learned it. So that didn't show up at all. Good job, me. That I am stupid. That is why it didn't show up at all. That looks cool. Thank you. So let's say here's your vanishing, or I guess this would be horizon line, not vanishing point, because that is not a point. This is, you can also probably think of this as eye level. This is where your person is seeing from. So like 6 foot tall person, this, well, I mean, I guess it'd be a little under, but 6 foot to the eyes. You know, here's all the ground, whatever, sky. And then for a 1-point perspective, you have a singular point. And everything will eventually go to said point. I missed a little. ignore the missing. So basically what this means is that with the lines that you draw out, everything will eventually go there. So like if this is a building here, I should probably do this in red. Have a building where on the ground it follows a line, you know, goes to the vanishing point, and the top of it also follows a line that goes to the vanishing point. And then vertical lines, you know, they're still vertical. That never changes. And then windows inside of this would also be following those lines. And doors. And then, you know, could do that. And then 2-point perspective, which I can pretty easily do just by extending this one, would have another point with, again, those same exact lines going through it. And you can just draw lines to your building. And then, once again, same thing. So everything goes to vanishing points. The closer they are to you, obviously the further in away from those vanishing points on the lines they'll be. And now 3-point perspective, that's where it gets weird, and I don't really know how to show you past 2-point, because 3-point, that's like where you put one up here. And then, you know, again, obviously the lines, I missed horribly, my bad. But then you would go down to this again, and then you could have this building like following those two, I don't know, 3 points where it like kind of falls apart for me. I never learned that one, like how to actually do it. Self-report. Yeah. Show with top perspective, like drawing characters from the top view or even the bottom. So for characters and stuff, that might be more of a reference thing, I feel, rather than a perspective grid type thing. Because it, like, I mean, people kind of just look like this. And then, you know, maybe you can see like some fingers or hands. And like, obviously that's straight top down, which is probably not what you'd be drawing. I'd say a box method could probably work really well, where you're just drawing boxes for like head, torso, legs. And then obviously the closer they are, the larger. And you can just basically give them the exact same diagonal line downward, which I am kind of failing to do, but hopefully you get the point. And they will all terminate at roughly the same spot. Do I practice perspective often? No. Basically never. I wing it. I'm a big wing it kind of guy. I'm a big draw what I think I see and not draw what I actually see, which is where you get wonky stuff happening. But, you know, I'm not drawing real things, so it's probably chill. Just don't look too closely at stuff, you know? Like, I have practiced perspective, but not that much. When it shrinks, it seems awkward. Yeah. I mean, I think that just happens with large shifts in perspective. Like, you could have a massive hand out in front. And then like little tiny head because they're reaching next to the camera. So hand is gigantonormous, but little tiny head. And it looks weird. But it's not really. Like, it's not wrong. It just looks really goofy. But sometimes it just happens that way. Like, for this guy, technically, if this proboscis thing was looking right at us, I mean, it could be like right up against the camera. And like, that's goofy looking. But it would just need to be shaded in to be like coming towards you. Yeah, and it gets big. So leg becomes like a mushroom. Yeah, it's a lot of practice. I mean, like I said before, I think for perspective of like human characters, it's literally just better to look at references. And then eventually you'll start understanding like things that look wonky and things that look less wonky. Like perspective grids and stuff can help with that, but I feel the grids, at least in my opinion, are more for objects rather than organic shapes. Because organic shapes are really funny and weird, and they can just kind of do what they want with only some general rules that aren't even followed all the time. Because organic stuff has to be all complicated and be able to be different in every single scenario. Like proportion rules. For the most part, they're standardized, but like, you can mess with them a bit. There's some variation in there. I should specify, like, I don't know if I did, I kind of started rambling, but human proportion rules. Not proportion to everything rules. Like, if you're trying to draw a real squirrel, it should probably be squirrel-sized and not the size of a skyscraper if it's a real squirrel. But, you know, whatever. I think making parkour scenes help with perspective visualization. That does sound like it would help a lot, yeah. Lots of buildings, people running. Sometimes the routine gets in the way, you know? That's true. I mean, in my opinion, I think you should draw what you find fun. If you find it to be fun, you'll actually be engaged and you'll want to learn. And then if you ever, say, want to get better at maybe drawing characters, you will learn perspective and anatomy and stuff for characters. Eventually, just because you want to do characters better. Because that is what you love doing. I mean, like, I love drawing creatures, and I don't care too much about backgrounds, but leaving creatures inside blank spaces like this all the time detracts from them. So I have worked on backgrounds and stuff just to make the creatures better, because I love doing the creatures. And there's plenty of stuff I picked up through like osmosis of looking at other art and watching people draw. Or just getting ideas from other stuff. To be honest, grid has limits because you will have to go off grid as soon as you tilt an object. That's true. There are more tools to understanding how coverage and take off the chain wheels. Yeah, I agree. Whereas like grids are good for block, like square house, but as soon as you want to add detail, well, now the grid's not too useful. I mean, it can still be useful. Like if you're attaching ornate lights, you'd still probably want them to be all on that same grid line start, but then, you know, the ornateness of them done without the grid. But yeah, it's really nice to just cover a large area prior to the detailing. Or any form of tilting. Because not everything is a perfect square. I mean, insert futuristic city that is made only of perfect squares here. Oopsie, my bad. I was wrong, sorry. I generalized too much, my bad. Goofy mosquito looking fella. Like, grids are great for making the basic shapes and stuff. Yeah. Like, grids are a good starting point so you know where things are generally. And then, you know, depending on what you're doing, you can go off grid more or less. Like, if you're doing just a nice, pristine city block, grid will be more useful than if you're doing, like, a dilapidated ruins. Like, yes, you can still use a grid for the ruins, but eventually you're probably gonna start ignoring it more and more. And if you're like me, you just completely ignore the grid for 99% of the time. But also, I only have, like, grid usable drawing things that I do once in a blue moon. Mosquito? Draw with the color black. Draw the color black with a mosquito. Let the download grid file onto your brain, then you just become Kim Jong-gi. Protected monster, probably. Yeah. Kim Jong-gi, that guy, I don't know how the heck he did it, but he could do, like, fisheye lenses, any point perspective, without anything. All in his brain. Unbelievably impressive. Scares you. The power, the drawing prowess, terrifying stuff. Oh, that's fair. That brain was an enigma. He was so accurate, LMAO. Yeah. I mean, yeah. The most recent thing I saw him draw, which was still, like, a while ago, probably when he was alive, that I watched it still, even, but it was, I think it was a coffee shop, and he did a fisheye perspective of the whole thing. No guidelines, no previous sketch, just went in with, like, an ink pen, and then absolutely went crazy with it. Rather generative instinct built in. Yep. I think the story was that he just wanted to, like, draw tanks or something when he was a kid, and then people were like, wow, that's really good, so he just kept going, and then he was like, wait a second, perspective makes these things really good. So he just learned perspective. I mean, did I just simplify that story that I heard a long time ago? Probably. But I mean, that's how I remember it. And ended up being, like, one of the greatest artists of all time. If you're an outside drawing, follow the gradients, it's a bit too perfectly. It was literally a printer. Dang. Yeah, I never analyzed them, but I do believe it because, I mean, they look perfect. I'm gonna work, see you later. Goodbye. Have fun at work. Have a good night, afternoon, midday, morning, whatever time it is for you. Yeah, I didn't really choose a great day to stream, middle of the week, but I can't really stream on weekends because I have work on weekends. Sag. Not bro. Realized he has the perspective monster living inside of him, like Sukuna. Just like Sukuna. Domain expansion. Perspective grid. And like the domain summoning symbol is just like making a grid with your hands. W cursed technique. Bye bye. skull dynamite. Dangerous stuff. Well, this mosquito creature kind of became a little goopy. That's whatever. He's chill. He's just chill like that. And he currently has no wings. But whatever. Where am I from? The US of A. The Midwest specifically. I don't know how much more specific than that I want to get. Because I'm sure that just saying a state will definitely give away my exact location. Freedom bird. I'm clearly from the best state though, full bias. And I will not do the thing where you just say states until you get the right one and then I go yes. I will not do that. Do I give this guy wings? And if yes, how would I do that? I guess like that. Mosquitoast. Yep, that's a wing, all right. Wing shape. Wing proper? I don't know. I don't know what the heck a mosquito's wing is actually scaped like. Did I say scaped? What they're shaped like. That's probably close enough to a mosquito wing shape. Yeah. And that's probably close enough to the pattern on their wings for sure. I'm sure I was spot on. Yep, this looks just like a normal, regular, everyday mosquito. This is what they look like. When I see them, this is what I see. Squeak, squeak, squeak. Of course. Takes little sippies. It's just a little extra goopy. I've never seen that kind of color wheel. Really? This, I mean, I just use the default Krita color wheel. And I've used it so much that now I don't like the Photoshop color wheel. The color square. I don't like it. I don't know where the complementary colors are. Well, I mean, I know where they are, but I don't know how to find the exact complementary one without using the color tool. But I don't want to use the color tool. I want to use the wheel square thing. Anyway, I'm a big Photoshop disrespecter because Adobe product. I don't know how I started ranting about Photoshop from that, but you know, it happens. What's next? What's next? I still got plenty of time for stream, if nothing happens. Yeah, I'm a big try not to do subscription services kind of guy. Use Clip Studio Paint. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea what Clip Studio Paint's color wheel looks like. That, I think, is the only like really popular program that I don't know what it looks like. I guess I don't really know what Procreate looks like either. Anyone see this dark line? Am I crazy? Weird. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Krita because free. Guess it has a triangle now that I look at it. It's just an inverted. Oh, okay. So it's just flip triangle. Okay. Didn't know that. Red. Yeah, I hear Clip Studio Paint is really good. I just don't want to pay. Yeah, I made a new discovery. Yippee! I have helped in a new discovery. This is a huge W in my book. Unlike whatever I'm doing, this is kind of, I'm not feeling it. Saved. I saved the drawing. No need to thank me. Anyway, I'll do a thing I said I'd do 40 minutes ago, maybe? Which is, of course, drawing Miku. And I actually looked up a reference. I know, crazy. a big cheat. Because references are cheating, right guys? You better say no. This is not the right color blue. This is a much correcter color blue. Time to switch the entire color palette of this Miku because I can. We're so cooked. Pressure's on, join anime character. Was I using the wrong pen? By the way, how are you currently earning money? I work a part-time job. And I get paid $14 and something cents. I don't remember. I haven't looked. I got a raise recently though. And I have thought about maybe finally starting to do commissions, but I don't know how to do the money side of that. I'm focusing more on doing this Miku than I have on any of the other drawings. Except this one. I focused very hard on this one. That one is very difficult to do. Gotta give her the you know, looking at it, I don't think that's headphones. I think those are just ear coverings. They don't have any headband, at least in the things I'm looking at. The more I start to realize why people just take it forever. Currently 15, getting hit by a lot of stuff, and we'll get hit with even more. Yeah. When you start aging, you realize, like, bills and more taxes on stuff, and then you will need to start buying things that you never thought about, like toilet cleaners and stuff. or stuff for cleaning dishes, or some like random stain off of a couch or something, or like if you spill coffee on the floor and like you have a carpet, well, now you need a stain remover for that. And it's just things you don't really think about. And then it's like, well, now you need a job for all that money, and now you need to do taxes on the income and yada 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 yada. Gotta accept it, no big deal. We got Hatsune Miku. Yep, Miku makes it all better, right? Right, guys? Also, careful, 15-year-old. I don't know YouTube's age thing. I don't know where they split off kids from teenagers or adults. They might cook you for saying something like that. Just to say it was a joke and you're actually like 3,000 years old or whatever. Or like 20. Same thing. Why does this Miku look weird to me? Probably because I used one color for the hair so far, and so it's all becoming one giant block of hair. That is probably the reason. I was thinking of doing absolutely nothing to fix the hair issue that I just brought up, but I don't really care using AutoCAD. People are starting to beef about anything nowadays. Yep, that's because it's really fun to just yell at random strangers on the internet because you can't see their face or their emotions. Which clearly makes it okay, right? That's completely sane and normal. Definitely. It's definitely not insane. Anyway, this is why the only social media stuff I have is YouTube, if you count that, Discord, and then DeviantArt, where none of them I really interact with people outside of those that comment on my stuff. So, you know, that's cool. And, well, I mean, I guess I interact with my friends on Discord. But, like, outside of that, I am in some servers, but I don't post anything in them. I'm chill like that. Let's use this smeared off. So that means that this Miku is backwards, is what that means. Easy fix. And then microphone. Macrophone. See where they get the fun from. But for me, it isn't worth it, to be honest. You'll be funny and all, but don't hurt someone else's feelings. That's true. I think making other people feel bad, like, just really sucks. Like, I feel bad if I make people feel bad. So I try my hardest not to do that. And also, you never know who you're arguing with online. They could be the smartest person in a field that you're arguing about, and you're making yourself look like an idiot. You have no idea. Or they could be the stupidest person, and they will never, ever accept whatever you're saying as even remotely close to right. So it's just never worth it. If you just agree with the people that agree with you, and you're chill, you stay to yourself, probably be a lot happier. Although, even then, some people might come in and try to argue with you, because if you post anything online, people will try to get you. At least if, like, your account is open enough / big enough / whatever. Like, I haven't really had that problem yet, but also none of my accounts are like that big. At least in the grand scheme of things. Wow, that is a terrible highlight color I chose. I'll fix it in post. By post, I mean with overlay. Yeah, that kind of fixes it. Not as much as I wanted, but you know. Well, that is poopy. How about this? Yeah, it's fine. And a burble. That's 2 burble. A colorful Miku. And then, this good. Nope, Miku is like even paler. So Miku is pale. Gosh. Squeak, 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 squeak. Sorry, you're funny with my friends, but actually I'm really different. Like, I don't want to be a problem for someone else. Hybrid introvert otaku. I mean, yeah, I get that. I try to be a little silly, goofy guy. I don't want to hurt no one's feelings. I mean, like, I think I'm generally a nice person. And I don't really think ill of anyone unless they're, like, actively attacking me. Because then it's kind of hard not to, like, think some bad things about them. Especially if it is for no reason. Or a misunderstanding. But that's just kind of what happens. Miku white. Ah, yes. Miku. She does not have sleeves. And of course, her eyes are blue. Yeah, I don't even care if someone tries to hurt my feelings. You have to dial in for your someone. Too much left. So true. Getting all serious up in here. But hey, I mean, I think it's good to talk about more serious stuff every so often. Especially if it's weighing on your mind. And, you know, doesn't implicate you in the eyes of the law. That stuff's for therapists, not for online chat rooms. But luckily Miku's here now. Yep. Miku. There. Yeah, I don't know why I'm focusing so much more on like doing Miku. I feel like I'm going nearly non-verbal while doing this, which has not happened for any of the other drawings. Clearly it's because Miku's that important, but I don't know. It just seems weird to me. Miku, it's great, but maybe it's gonna make her eyes slightly better. Depends on what you mean by slightly better. Nose looking goofy. That is not the right color for that. She's so pale, it like needs to be white. Gosh darn, Miku gotta be so pale. And take red. That is definitely not gonna be a good color for that. Yep, that is a sickly color. Yeah. You? No. Did I just use this red? I did. That's crazy. Completely cover her in red. Am I saying that Miko's hair is looking like waffle? It looks great. I mean, it kind of does look like a waffle. It's just straight streaks down. Which like the original Miku, her hair is literally a block. And then later iterations, it does get more interesting, or quote unquote interesting, where there's like actually stuff going on. But yeah, that the first one, the first Miku, she literally just has a hair block, which I never realized until just now. And hey, I can change it, make it more interesting. I got plenty of time. I mean, is this accurate to Miku's hair? Well, not really, but it is something interesting. So like it all evens out. That's, yep, for sure. And there's little pink that I used before, because that makes sense in blue hair for sure. Pink. Take a little of these. Wow, this Miku's actually much larger than I thought she was. Pixel size wise, not like you get it. I don't need to explain it. Check this out. Hairbrush. Wow, stop. Uncheck it out. We're cute with the new hairstyle, but just the volume with the hair of it. Yeah, I think... Wait, hold on. What if I... This might ruin it, but... Well, it definitely makes it blurry, that's for sure. Yep. Well, you know... I'll fix it. Might take a bit, but I'm sure it'll get to a fixed point, a point of fixage. And also may just be a problem of that I'm only thinking of it in terms of shoulder length rather than the whole twin-tailedness, near full length body length of the hair. So I'm not curving it accordingly. Getting started. Bamiku feels good. Stared at it. This is going to make the ratings go through the roof. Singular Miku 10x the appeal of this canvas. It's the power of Miku. Time to throw in a bunch of random colors. Let's go. Big fan of throwing random colors into the hair to make it look shiny? Question mark? How did you get that? Chuck sound like you were drawing on a whiteboard. So the stylus I use is a felt tip and like not a hard plastic one. And newer ones squeak a whole lot. And this one I replaced like 2-3 days ago, so it still squeaks insanely loud. Eventually they get worn down a bit and then they don't squeak like at all, but new ones always squeak crazy loud. Or at least on the Huion tablet I'm using. Maybe for other drawing tablets it might not squeak as much or squeak more. I don't know. But for me, it's quite the squeaker. I didn't think about it, but you're right, it really does sound like a whiteboard squeak. And if I could make a way so that it didn't get picked up by the mic, I probably would. Depends. Does hearing a squeak noise make it more real to you? Stylus? I thought it was some kind of digital sound effect thing. No, this is literally the stylus. This is actually how it sounds in real life. I mean, it honestly might be louder in real life. I don't know how much is going through the microphone. But yes, the squeaking is real. It's real. The squeaking is real. The one squeak. The one squeak is real. Ah, yes. Perfectly accurate Miku hair. Just not the color. Yes, and then some white. Sounds like I'm sitting next to you and you're doing the sound directly into my ear. I mean, the stylus is like as close to the microphone as my face is. So I'm kind of not surprised. I'll say it's a feature and not a bug. You're supposed to hear it. Ignore when I said that I would make it so you couldn't hear it. It's a feature. Huion tell the name? I am using a Huion 16 2.5K. Pretty sure that's the title of it. I'm looking for the box. I don't remember where I put it. I'm pretty sure it's just, it might be a Pro tablet. I don't remember. And prior to this, I used a Huion Canvas 13, just the original one. And I liked it so much, I got this new Huion one. And also, I used the Huion 13 so much that the center of the screen has scratches in it that are really annoying. Because you can't really see them while you are drawing, but then if you ever go over them with a stylus, it'll fall into the cracks. And let me tell you, not ideal. Which is also why I use felt tips now, because I am wondering if using a hard plastic stylus is what resulted in those scratches. Because I don't know where they came from, but they're all right in the center of the tablet. So I assume it was from overuse. I have no actual proof of it being overused though. Just a hunch. Yep. Miku. This one. Miku. Perfect speech bubble. Don't even don't question it. It's perfect. Can I clickbait Miku in a thumbnail now? Am I allowed to do that? Oh, his legs are a little off. Miku. You're back? Welcome back. Wait a second. Dang. Already done with work? incredibly quick worker. Do you recommend screen protectors? I don't think so, because plastic cannot scratch glass. I don't use a screen protector. If you are worried about it, though, I would use it. And yeah. Like, that's why I just got a new Huion, because I did not use a screen protector. So those are like actual scratches on the screen. But I guess if I put a screen protector over it, over those scratches, it might. I'm not sure. It might be a pseudo fix. Green. I mean, I think go with what you want for screen protectors. If you want one, get one. Like, if you're worried, yeah, then screen protectors are good. If you're not worried, then don't get one. But also, I do just recommend felt tip pens now. I don't know. I just like it now. You know who is Malcro? No. Well, I think no. Okay, I looked it up and the answer is definitely no. Wait. Is Malcro Trevor Henderson? I know Trevor Henderson. Is this his Instagram name? Or is, right. Who is this? I will not log in to Instagram. Or no, they're just doing like creature designs and stuff. Yeah, I've never seen this guy's art before. Unless this really is Trevor Henderson, in which case... Alright. Painting style looks like his. I can't confirm or deny that, because like I said, I haven't really looked at his stuff. No, he's not Trevor. Okay, then Google really likes giving Trevor Henderson pictures when you look at Malcro, though. Let me tell you what. I mean, I cannot even stand against the tiniest pieces of scratch. Same with dead pixels on the screen. I don't know how people ever use displays with those RGB lines printed on them. Yeah. Like, if it's not that bad, I can deal with it. But, like, giant lines through the whole screen, that's where it starts getting a little ridiculous. Luckily, none of the tablets I have ever got dead pixels. Just those scratches in the Huion 13, Canvas 13. And as of now, the one I'm using right now is still fully operational. I mean, I will say though, back to the like Malcro and my stuff looking like theirs. I think what I say is the artist that I am like quote unquote inspired by the most is Anato Finstark. Like, my style's nothing like theirs still, but I just really like their work. So like that's what I say I am most inspired by. But I wouldn't say inspired by, really, like art style. I just like their art. And it's like one of the few artists that I actually look at their work. Or at least look at their work and know who they are. Like, as an artist. And not just as a, here's one artwork of many in some algorithm thing showing you just one of them, one of their pieces. I have looked through their catalog. Goodbye, smiley face. I am sorry for your loss. Just to make the head a little bigger. I killed him for what? Come back to me, please. I'm sorry. It's like you never left, right, guys? This is the same guy, right? Spitting image of what he was before. So happy. Do you intend to bring something related to an anime tutorial? You know, like, I've never really thought of doing tutorials since I don't really think I'm an expert in anything. Like, the most I have for anatomy is little tiny tips and tricks. Like, I could not tell you all the muscle names or anything. I mean, I could tell you, like, bone names for at least large bones. I'm not gonna be like, so in your finger, this bone is this bone, this. I mean, that'd be, I feel like most people don't know all the bones in the hand, so. I joined Discord server, but cannot find any other channel except YouTube videos. Also, unable to find any verification progress. In the Discord, in the rules tab, there should be something where you give a thumbs up, I think. And then it should give you a member role, and then you should be able to see everything. Or, actually, I think it's a cat emoji, where you have to give to a bot that you read the rules. Yeah, you have to give a cat emoji to Probot. Yes, I'm sorry about not doing the anatomy tutorial, but there's definitely far, far better ones that you could find just on YouTube already than what I could probably give. I'm a big feeling it out kind of guy. Was blocked and hidden. What? Why would that be? That is concerning to me. I don't know why it would be hidden. Like, my anatomy tips and tricks are pretty... This is basically what would be in the tutorial. It's like, hey, your elbow is like lined up with the bottom side of your rib cage in most cases, like unless you have really long or short arms. And then like the upper arm is the same length as the forearm. Smiley face. Your eyeball is about one eyeball away from the other eyeball. And then the area like between the top of your nose and the bottom of your chin is about the same. And I'm pretty sure that like the bottom of the nose to the eyes is also a pretty similar size discrepancy. Really top tier anatomy stuff. Hands, I've just done them so much that like I don't know the reason for the anatomy. I just have drawn them a lot, so I like know what they should generally look like. But I do know that palm height and finger height should be about the same. And like sometimes people will like say it's like a mitten. And that can be a good way to remember it. And also, this, let's just make it there. So, you know, tutorials are not in bulk, it's background. There are a ton of tutorials about animating stuff. You know what tutorials are not in bulk, it's background. Oh yes, the thing about the hands, they're like, hands are made of like 3 sausages. Not, or at least the palm is. It's like your thumb is a sausage, and then there's the sausage that where the fingers connect to, and then there's just the other one. Just tutorials about backgrounds. So here's the thing about my backgrounds, though, that they look like this. So many of my backgrounds are like, I would say they're severely lacking, at least in my opinion. Like, there are actual background artists, and I cannot do what they do. Mostly because they like are good at doing backgrounds, and I do like 2 colors. Oh, also pointer and index are like the exact same length. Three sausages has to be the most freedom in a long time at all. You have to use this metric. How would you use the metric outside of describing the hand, though? First time I hop on one of these streams just to see Hatsune Miku blessed. It's true, it's true. This is the first stream with Hatsune Miku. It is not the first stream with intellectual property from other things, though. That might have been Freddy from Five Nights at Freddy's. Oh no, wait, the Grinch was in the Christmas special. But before that, I don't think there was any other IP. Is that Krita? It is indeed Krita. I love Krita. Mostly because free, but also, like, even the paid options I tried, just worse than Krita. I'm looking at Photoshop. And kind of looks like a wrench shoe, probably that's why Cartoon used them as hands. I don't know why, but reading that made me think of the Lego hands. Lego. I can actually go back to doing this and then this. I'm trying to think of other random anatomy things I know. Legs are weird, and they like, this is exaggerated, but they kind of go out from the body if they're like standing straight up facing forward. I should specify. Like, this is obviously extreme to get the point across. And also, there's no inner calf muscle here, which there would be. Like, legs are not straight down. I mean, I guess if you did just bones, they would be kind of just slightly angled in and then like out. But if you add the muscles on, then it looks, with the calves, like they go out. I'm really into anime backgrounds, and maybe the closed time-lapse you have is the grassy field background. Yeah, I could see that. But like, if you tell me to throw in a building, I'm cooked. Like, just grassy fields and mountains, those I can do okay. I wouldn't say perfectly, not by a long shot, but I can do them okay. Do you have a Discord or something? Couldn't say anyone else in China. I'd love to show you. Oh, cool content. There is a Discord. It should be in the description. And if it's not in the live stream description right now, okay, yes it is. If it wasn't, I'd just say like go to any recent time lapse and it should also be in there. And when you join the Discord, in rules, there is ProBot that you have to respond a cat emoji to get actually into all the stuff. But also, apparently, it might be like a hidden message for some reason. I don't know how to fix that though, is the problem, if it is a hidden message. Yes, spread in the Discord. Blue. Slight light. Darker blue. Very dark blue. These images are so much bigger than I think they are. This like might be the size of a normal image I do for a daily drawing. Don't quote me on that though. Then green on top of this blue. And then insanely crazy bright yellow green, of course. Big on the canvas flipping. I'm a big fan of flipping my canvas. Another thing that I dislike Photoshop for because there's no easy mirror tool. You have to actually transform the whole thing. And to my knowledge, there's no way to make a shortcut for it. I mean, there probably is, but I couldn't find it in the time I was working on Photoshop. Do I use reference? Sometimes. Like right now, I'm not using it. I mean, I used one for this Miku. But for the other stuff on here, I did not use it. And depending on what I'm drawing, I will use it like a lot of poses that are like humanoid ones, at least. I will use a reference if it is something beyond just standing there. For some landscapes, I like the more detailed foresty ones I try to use references for. I have tried to use references for like skies and stuff, but then I kind of fail because I don't know how to make the clouds look like they do in the how to make clouds like actual clouds. The work in progress. That's a pretty good looking work in progress. And just so you know, there are like art discussion and showcase stuff. They are just further down than general. Like, you're fine to put stuff in general, obviously. Like, I'm not gonna stop you. I have done 0 moderation tasks that are actual moderation tasks in the Discord so far. Which, you know. I don't know. I mean, nothing's really come out that I think has needed moderation. Everyone's chill. Which is very good. Goes out there as well. Thoughts on it? My thoughts on it? I think really good start. Good hands. Good proportions. I like the collarbone and shoulders. Yeah, like generally just really good. Even got like the, I don't know exactly what to call it, but like the little side fold of fat. Like I don't know the actual name for it, but near the tummy. Expertly done so far. However, if you fumble the bag in the finished one, shaking my head, shaking my head. Like, I don't think you will, but, I'm shaking my head if you do. Another reason I like Krita so much is because the Krita default brushes, they're kind of just chill. I like them. Or I like the ones I use, which is, you know, a small portion of the amount of them, but they are good. Way better than those stinky Photoshop ones. Now, Photoshop custom brushes, those might go crazy, but you can get custom brushes in Krita too, so Krita's still better. Also tell me if you can hear my Discord pings, because I'm guessing the answer is absolutely yes. Because I do not turn off notifications during stream, I just kind of close Discord sometimes. Use the pencil brushes and the pen ones, basically on the other ones. Yeah, I mean, like, I've started to kind of use different ones, but those are rare occasions. As I said, that's my own. It was indeed yours. But now I'm quitting Discord, so you'll never hear another ping during the stream, probably. Unless I open it up again. Like, I mean, also Krita has this very nice menu thing with favorite brushes and recent colors. And then other stuff, but I don't use the other stuff. Like, you can do mirroring from this? Is that just... oh. Is that just doing this? Yes. Can zoom. Do color swatches. Can rotate the canvas from this. Photoshop don't got this. Can't figure out how to paint it all, though. I always feel like I fumble, but I guess I just got practicing. Yes, I recommend just practicing more. Like, the reason I do digital painting is because a long time ago, probably 3 years, maybe even over that, I used to always do line art stuff, or I should say, I used to try to do line art stuff. It was kind of poopy. Until one day, where I took some random brush. This was on Autodesk Sketchbook on the mobile, I should specify. I just use custom keybinds for this feature. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. But on Autodesk Sketchbook, I used a thing called a tattoo inker, which was basically like this, which is why I used this brush also for a long time, where it was like a textured thing, but it was mostly solid. And I just made a creature out of this, and then on DeviantArt it popped off compared to everything else I had posted up to that point, and I went, interesting, and then I proceeded to go immediately back to doing line art stuff until again, like a week later, I once again used the tattoo inker, and it also did way better. And then I started doing that, and then incorporating like reds and really rudimentary painted in textures. Fast forward 3 years later, 3.5, whatever, 4, and now like I only do digital painting and barely touch line art. How the turntables. Goodbye. Description using art piece. Assistant piece. Just find the color. I just gotta start using them. Now that I can't figure out what clothes to get the drawing. I just did that. That's a real struggle. I have drawn so many like effectively naked characters, and then I'm like, I want to do clothes. I don't know what clothes to give them. Anyway, and then I proceed to start the next character without, finishing the first one. But I mean, that is my own fault due to my never drawing clothes. Except like weird shawl or half cape. Big fans of shawls and half capes and cloaks. Because they are just one giant piece of fabric. What the heck is a pants? Or if the character's lucky, they get normal t-shirt with no design. And if they're very special, they get design on t-shirt. That's unbelievably rare though. Anyway, for like grass and stuff, the way I think of it is just like you gotta slap just a whole lot of texture on that thing, and then eventually, hopefully, it'll look good. I mean, the grassy field that I did recently was similar, but a bit different because I just ended up using Krita hairbrush to do grass, and then the closer I got, the bigger I made the hairbrush, and then obviously the further away, it was tiny. Sorry for jumping topics all of a sudden. I just thought that I should probably also explain what I'm doing at some point. Seems smart. Or at least a little useful, maybe? I can't hoard all my accumulated art knowledge to myself. Is it a flashy elf girl that worked in an office? I managed to do office clothes and then absolutely nothing else. Art struggles, be real. It's true. I think another big problem with when I'm drawing characters, I'm not really thinking of like time period or occupation. So then I get to the clothes and I'm like, well, shoot. I don't know what this person would wear in the first place. Which is probably why I end up doing, here's a t-shirt. But I mean, Miku outfit. The whole thing, and definitely not 1/3 of a shirt and 1/3 of a tie. It's like the whole thing. Honestly though, this hairbrush kinda really good at making grass. Thank you, Krita. Smooch. I love Krita. And also, I guess sometimes I do also use these half screen tones that Krita has. They're chill. Also for landscapes and stuff, in my opinion, you don't need to like actually detail everything. Just do the illusion of detail. Like, I don't need to cover everything in actual grass blades. Like this green, like slightly textured stuff, like that's good enough when there's this other stuff that like actually looks like grass around it. Cause people looking at it can know. They know. They know what grass is. You guys have touched grass, right? And I'm kidding. I'm joking. I know everyone has. Also, at some point, someone said that when I do landscapes, it reminds them of the Ars Nuovo or Nuovo stuff, which I kind of didn't know what it was, and then I looked it up, and it's like, yep, it do be what I'm doing, minus the fish in floating bubbles. But like, I really like saturated grass and sky, which doesn't make sense when I would otherwise draw this. But that's neither here nor there. Let's do a mountain that I do with this brush. Now this brush, I don't know why, but I just kind of use it for so many things. I use it for grass. I use it for clouds. I have used it to do mountains, which is what I'm going to do now, or at least attempt to do now. And this is just a default critter brush. Sometimes I wish I could turn it, and other times I just kind of deal with it, which is most times. And by most times I mean literally every time I've used it. I've never turned this brush once, even though it is a stuck horizontal brush. Unless I'm really silly and at one point just switched it to be stuck horizontal for some reason. But I don't think I did that. Oh, curse of using one layer. Can't actually make this round look like it connects to the ground. Personally enjoy your masterful designs. That's because I'm basically an art critic. No! Self-report! All your art is just women or cool artists. I mean, my art is basically women or monsters. And once in a blue moon, a landscape. Like, look, Miku! Miku, everybody! Alright, this mountain, spire. It's a spire now. Which I guess is still a mountain? By definition? Just very pointy for some reason. And actually might be a tree. But I say it's a mountain. Oh shoot. My canvas was still rotated a little. That's... I mean, that doesn't really affect the drawing at all, but it was interesting. The spire. It's 1:10 a.m. here, so see you next time. Oh, jeez. Yeah, good morning, I guess. I imagine you're going to bed, so good night. Good. I want to say good night, even though it's morning. Yeah, so I'll just say good morning again. See you later. I would like to stream more, but I am working pretty frequently. So doing that may be difficult. Least awkward artisan icon. So true, so true. That's basically every time anyone leaves. Hit them with the good night, good morning, good afternoon, good midday. I have to cover all my bases. And snow. Time for some snow. Actually, there should probably be grass down here. I know how mountains work. It's like the tree line and stuff. I'm basically a mountainologist. But I should start making simple thumbnails for each live stream or even videos. Would help. Hey, I mean, I'd say they're, I'd say the simple thumbnails for the videos. It's the whole finished art piece, cropped. And I did think of doing a special one for this stream, and then I didn't. Or at least changing it from, or do you mean like change the thumbnails after the live stream is done? Although I don't know what I would do for that. So that's alright, your music hitting different. I'm going to try to add fog at the base of the mountain. Mist, even. Should probably finish the grass though. Trust the process. I'm a big fan of saying trust the process. Yeah, the way I would typically do a landscape would probably be at least 2 layers. One being this front grass area and the other being the all background. But I'm trying to do my the flex for the live stream of all one layer. And I absolutely do regret it right now because I want to do the base of this mountain. But I don't want to mess up this front grass. Looks like I'm just gonna have to eat it though. I gotta reap what I sowed. Doesn't mean I have to be happy about it though. Grr, grr, harumph. Angry noises. Yeah, the more I go on, the more this feels just like a tree trunk. Whatever. Petrified wood into mountain. Let's go with that. And then, of course, giant clouds. I love doing clouds, and definitely don't think my clouds are like kind of weird every time I do them. That won't work. My sun will be coming from the left, I guess. I have just decided, after doing 90% of the art, I've decided where the sun will be. Hint: don't decide where the sun will be near the end of the process. Do it at the beginning. First moment, big number. Choose where the light source is coming from after doing the shading. That's true. That's a secret art tip that they don't teach you. They'll try to teach you something stupid like, at the beginning of your art, take like a line that's like, this is where the light comes from. Waste of time. Just do it. Just start drawing and then hope that the light source comes out to be consistent. It's actually a foolproof plan. And it has never backfired, not even once. Throughout all of history. For real, it's true. This mountain may be looking a little sad right now, but that's intentional. Trust the process. Basically, if you're ever worried about how anything looks, just say trust the process. Because it only looks good during the last 10% of its existence. Every time I tell myself halfway through. You're bad at this. Yep. Like that's how I felt during all of these, except this one. This one was always perfect. This one right here. I can't write on it because there we go. This one right here. This one was always good. Never didn't trust in that one. Other two one though? Terrible. Also, every single day when I'm drawing and then I'm just like, oh shoot, I should just restart now. They don't need to know. And once again, I'm the wrong layer. Good job, me. Squeak, 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 squeak. Squeak. And I'm a big fan of putting a little bit of yellow/red in my clouds. Is that accurate to real life? No. Do I like the pretty colors? Yes. I mean, I guess it depends on what time of day, because yes, sometimes clouds are red. But in this scenario, they should not be red. But like, I like it. So reality can be whatever I want it to be. Also, I should like definitely be looking at a reference for these clouds, but nah. It's like totally chill. For real. I could also probably use special brushes to do snow and stuff. Trust the process. Yipes. Well, you know, this is why you practice landscapes, kids. Hit it with some blue. Get atmosphere to loser. Hello, Nipsey. Welcome to the stream. I'm gonna go ahead and cook something. I'll be back later, hopefully. Have a fun stream. Try to join one of these in the future. Well, thank you for stopping by this time. Hopefully I can do more of these in the future. I have no idea when I will do them, but hopefully they will happen. See you later. Oh shoot, now that I atmospherized this mountain, I don't have the right color anymore. Thank you, color picker. You're my hero. I want flat bristle. Oh, I'm sorry, bristle 5 flat. Completely different than flat bristle. I'm not sure if this really looks like a mountain. Definitely looks like a thing. Mountain though may not be that thing. I mean, yes, I wanted it to be a spire, but this might be a little ridiculous. So the only way to save it is by making the clouds more distracting. Genius maneuver. And definitely the only option. Any other option would not be good enough. Like, fixing the mountain would be ridiculous. It's kind of really just a shape. Just being askew, but that's crime enough. Watching on the bus to the airport. Didn't expect to watch you at this time. Hey yo, going to the airport, huh? Fun trip planned or something else? Yeah, I've been wanting to stream recently, but I have been Mostly busy with work. Or hanging out with friends. But mostly work. Little vacations. That's nice. That's true. Like, being on the bus. Not exactly great chatting environment. And then a plane is also not a very great chatting environment. Especially when they're like, put your phone on airplane mode, or you're gonna explode and die. Because one phone will just ruin everything for some reason. Or there's like just no service in the sky or whatever. Trying to do everyone's favorite. Make a new layer. Call it over. You bet there's a way that the phone could blow up the plane? I mean, yeah, probably. But the likelihood, unless you were intentionally doing that, probably pretty low. I would hope. Like, if it's a greater than 1% chance, that's not good. Bam. No, that's an eraser. My bad. That looks poopy. That. You don't see me in the next stream. I unfortunately tried to watch you on the phone. No! That'll be so sad. And quite the messed up way to find out. Okay, maybe not messed up way to find out, but it would be sad to find out. It'd be sad for me. It'll be good. Good, good. I don't want to be the reason that the plane crashes because you just tried to watch my stream. Stream will probably only be going on for like 30 more minutes here. So I don't know when your plane leaves, but I would imagine after that, if you're still on the bus to it. Unless you mean like it was one of those ones where it buses you to the plane on the tarmac. In which case, you will probably be leaving before the stream ends. But if it's bus to airport, I'm going back to read. That's to airport, okay. Yes, I will probably be done prior to you taking off. In a long time. Is it one of those trips where you showed up like hours early just in case? Because like you never know. What if the plane leaves super early or you get caught up in bagging check? Never. Never. Never's a pretty bold claim. I'm kind of regretting this cloud halo thing I was doing, but, you know, just a process. Yeah, trust. Purple. I need purple. I need blue. I never tried to attend a fight very early. So far, so good. W. I've only been on a plane a couple of times in my life when I was much younger. Family trips. And like we got there pretty early. Not like hours upon hours early or anything. But it was still pretty early. Like we didn't have to rush or anything early. Got some funny clouds. I do indeed got some funny clouds. This is what happens when you don't use a reference. You get funny stuff. You decide if that's a good or a bad thing. Getting funny stuff with no reference. You know, the art's in the eye of the beholder or whatever. You guys did. Landscape. These are blue sketches. This is Miku skin. This is Persp. This is red. This is Mosquito Toast. This is Blue Dog. Hello, welcome to the stream. What next? Blue, red, blue, blue. Go with blue. Okay, there we go. Oh, you see swordfishes now? Swordfishes? Swordfish, marlin, sailfish. Purple. Purple. For the clouds. Why would you do this to me? You've ruined every cloud I've ever drawn. How could you do this to me? Now they're all just swordfish. For that, I'm drawing a swordfish. Or at least, swordfish adjacent. I refuse to look up a reference. Because that's how I roll during the stream. Outside of stream, might use a reference. Except Miku. Miku gets special treatment. Body and wrap around. Or maybe I'll make it a sailfish. Sailfish. I'll keep it swordfish for now. Swordfish tail would be parallel to the body, because fish, not a whale. What do I want to do? I want to make the perspective, more perspective-y. I know, great description of what I want to do. Talk to yourself. This kind of reminds me of a seal, which, not my intention. I think I will have to give it a sail to unseal him. Where in the heck do pointy nose seals indeed? You know, is a pointy nose seal just a narwhal? But small. And can go on land. I keep taking it away from narwhal further and further. Is it just a unicorn? Wait. Their faces are more angular, I think. This is the part where everyone says, get a reference, clown, and I go, no, honk honk. Unicorns are real. So true. So true. They just swim. That's true. I mean, how else were they selling unicorn horns back in the day? It's because they got them from real unicorns. I think I might crack. I might just need to look over it. I'm cracking. All that tough guy talk. Marlene. I am not even close. Not close at all. Sailfish. Yep, that's just a marlin with a sail. Or at least more of one. Of which the shape I drew is not close. Also, they turn their bodies like way sharper than what I drew, which is kind of impressive, but I'll leave that. Gosh darn fish. Being all fish-like. I also kind of completely forgot that they have like weird beak mouths with how elongated their bottom jaw is to go along the spike. Or the, I don't know what you would call it on a sailfish. Still good drawing, thank you. Like, it's not a horn, because it's part of their face. Proboscis. Oh, so this is the part of the drawing where you gotta trust the process. Just a nice silhouette. Fin, actually, sailfish kind of got some like crazy front fins that like go way down. Like that is not something I would have guessed without reference. This is PSA. Use reference. It's my take on it. No pressure. it's too late. I've already looked at the reference. My mind's been corrupted by what it actually looks like. Therefore, I am cooked. I mean, is currently the pose I'm doing completely my own? Yes. But, you know, that's because I'm not changing the entire picture to just one for one something. The more you know, the more you cook. Oh yeah, this guy's getting cooked already. They're supposed to be tasty, right? Or are they strictly just a trophy fish? I don't know. You never use references when you draw and you need to. I never used to either. But, like, they help. They really do help. It's not a joke, guys. The people that say use reference, they're telling the truth. However, eventually, if you use enough reference, you can just kind of like do it on your own and you'll just know, hey, this kind of looks wonky. But like, I've never drawn a sailfish before, so I didn't know what looked wonky or not. What's the reference? These are like... Their bodies are very simple shaped. I like the way you draw. Pretty color. Thank you. I mean, for like these, I just kind of do, well, this is complementary, and then this is just one color basically. But I do try to, it's basically just a light and a dark. I mean, this, I like saturated colors. I think they're very nice. But then the monster designs and stuff, they're much, for the most part, much less saturated, and I just try to choose the same color set, I guess, or the same color, different light levels, sometimes slightly different colors. Reference helps even more if you have aphantasia. That's true, although I don't have aphantasia, so I can't, like, I just imagine it's true. I should not say it's true. I imagine it's true. Because if you can't form any amount of pictures in your mind, I imagine drawing is more difficult. Although, I guess while I'm yapping while drawing, I'm not really thinking of images in my mind while drawing. I'm just filling it out, if that makes sense. Which, probably, you don't know what that is. Aphantasia is where you cannot think of images in your mind. Like, you can't see any images when you think. At least I'm pretty sure that's the aphantasia one. And there are other similarly named things where it's like you have no internal monologue when you think. I don't remember what that one's actually called though. And then there's the stuff where senses like overlap. So like colors could have a taste or a smell. Weird stuff. Very different levels. Oh, is it different levels for aphantasia? I thought aphantasia was just the no images at all, but does it include like the if you can see something but it's just black and white? Or you can see something but it's like really crude 2D slash like no detail. I'm not really sure. This guy's got some big peepers on him. to the what to my eyes looks kind of pink, although on the color wheel that's blue. I guess advantageous is what you described. I didn't search precisely if there is other definitions. Yeah, I don't really know if that's the true definition either. I'm going off of what I think is true from what I remember from random YouTube video that I watched at some point. I'm a big random YouTube video watcher. Big video essay fan. And a shorts disrespecter. Plus, editing time lapses down to short form content also did not like that, which is why I only did 2 of them. And a random surprise streamer? Is that me? I mean, I guess I have tuned into some YouTube streams too, but like, I don't stay very long. I don't know. For whatever reason, I'm just not too into streams. Which might be ironic since I'm like streaming right now, but it's a double standard. Streaming and being the one watching the stream, it's different. It's different experiences. Trust me, trust me. It's probably because I never ever talk in streams. I'm a lurker, big lurker, and so like that's probably why I find them to be not as entertaining. The only stream that I actually watched was Fast 50. And that's it. I watched a whole lot of Fast 50. And yes, I was just lurking in that. I did not say a single word. Sale is Fast 50 was a... It usually talks out here. W. I got you talking. But Fast 50 was a speedrunning event where they basically just hosted 50 games that they tried to do in 50 hours, I'm pretty sure. And then it was like a bunch of, you know, completely random assortment of games. Well, not completely random, obviously. It was like entertaining speedrun games. I'm not sure how they did the actual criteria for it, but it was basically streamers that also did speedrunning that all came together and did it. Yeah, speedrunning events are nice. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I mean, especially if like you're actually into the game that is being speedrun. Like Fast 50. I didn't really care for most of the games. I just thought it was a cool event. And then they also like split it up with some like random challenges and stuff that the host did in between. Like I think Rivals of Aether 2 was first shown off there, if I remember correctly. Like they played a couple sets in between speedrunning games. And then also it was a charity event. Fish. I know one, a French event named Speedons. Very charity stream. Very nice. Okay, that's cool. Nipsey, your French is showing. No enough French event. See, my Americanness means that I don't know anything happening anywhere. Nyuk, 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 nyuk. I mean, sure. Could you also say it's because I don't actually use social media to look at anything? Yes, you could say that. But no, clearly it's because American. I won't forget the snod. Snail god. Snad. He's very powerful. And also, I was gonna say probably one of the biggest live streams I did, but that technically might not be true. I don't remember exactly how large the biggest stream was or which one it was. I mean, I think I want to say the largest concurrent viewers I had at one point was 11. I don't remember what stream that was. It might have even been the last one. But like, Snod? What's that? Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream, just reminiscent about old streams. The wonderful Snod. The Snodler. And now doing a sailfish. I'm sorry, a quote-unquote sailfish. Can't live 2 hours without reminding people I'm French. I loved the stream. Dang. I mean, yeah, that was the stream where you were like one of the most powerful people just because French against all those snails. This may be a weird question, but does Expedition 33 make you feel superior to other places? just by it existing? Has that become a symbol of French pride? I just have to know. Of course. I knew it. The French make Game of the Year, and suddenly they're like, hey guys, I'm French. Bonjour. Yeah, I basically know all of French culture. Baguette, wine, cheese, a cigarette, every French stereotype. Expedition 33. Eiffel Tower. I'm definitely not being insensitive in any way right now. But I think people being above someone else, though, it's not really a superior thing. I think that you can say you're above Ubisoft. They had those developers, and also I'm pretty sure Ubisoft is French originally, and now it seems like they want to pretend like they aren't, even though, like, come on, you guys are. I think they're headquartered in France. Yeah, it's a French dream for you, indeed. Woo! Francais. I'm sorry, I'll stop. I'm an easy target. I'm an American. I can be bullied so easy. Even if none of the things you bully me with, like, directly relate to me. They will by proxy because American. No! They fell off, clearly. Europe. You can probably blame America for their fall off, though. In some way. Probably, actually, pretty easily can blame Twitter. The internet. Fish. This fish is too fishy. Not enough horrible monster. So of course I have to fix that. Teeth, you know, you're spitting with that one. Teethies. Now the real question is, teeth the entire way along the snout, proboscis thing, sword, or just in the mouthies? The teethies. I guess I can, like, just see how it looks. And then, is this now just a sawfish? Yeah, why not? I don't know how to go. So true. Can't see until it is tried. Well, you know, it's definitely something. What if even more teethies? Or white specks that can be interpreted as teethies. I'm a big fan of white specks that kind of look like teethies, so your brain puts them together as teethies. The teethler. Honestly, this kind of just I might have went a little overboard on the teeth. Kind of reminds me of like a platypus bill now, and it's just a bunch of sensors. Or just weird scales that make it like sandpaper. I don't think this is helping. Good job, me. I'll leave it. I have that power. The power to do one thing and then not continue it. I mean, it's looking more monstrous already. I almost knocked a drink off my desk. That would have been... I won't lie, it wouldn't have been that bad. It's in a bottle. It's closed. So, like, it would have just been a little annoying. Good job. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm taking a bow. A really sad and depressing bow, because I'm not getting out of my chair, but there was a bow. Fish. Fish. Oh yeah, it's all coming together. It's all coming up fish. Fairy fish. Actually, I can use this overlay layer to do overlay things. The power of overlay. Oh shoot, it's been 3 hours. Yes, I will probably finish up this fish here and then end stream. Color dodge. I don't know why sometimes the squeaking of the stylus goes crazy, but, you know, it happens. And it's comical. Fish. This multiply. That may have been... I don't know about that color of purple. That may have been not ideal. I have ridded myself of that purple. Let's see what this purple looks like. Just a smidge, just a smidge. There. Yippee! Well, I think I'll call it good there. Now time to do my favorite part of it's not my favorite part, it's the saddest part, but the part where I find out how to end this. Anyway, I will say bye-bye. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm giving a thumbs up. You can't tell, just trust me. Bye-bye. Have a good day, good night, good afternoon, good whatever your time you're watching this. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.